Little something there from CKM Music to introduce our program tonight. Hello, everybody. Thank you so very much for clicking on. Always appreciate you. And thank you. Let's see. Let's hop up here to the chat real quick. Let's see. Say hi to GA. GA is going to be up here in a few minutes. Hi, Judy Davis. Hi, Tanya. Hello, Sissy. Thank you for everything, as always. Le Peru, good vibes to you. And just kind of getting things rolling here on a Sunday night. We're going to try something a little different. We're going to have ladies' night. Nothing but ladies on a panel coming up here relatively quickly. I've only got a couple of things news-wise that I really want to touch on, and we'll give all the attention to the ladies. Hi, Tammy. Hey, Summer. Hello, Mike. How are you? So, again, a couple of things we've got to touch on news-wise, and I'm going to start off, hopefully, here. There we go. I'm going to start off with something that could impact basically the entire Earth. There was as I think I mentioned last night in talking with Lori Arnold, and thanks Lori. I think I mentioned that there had been an X1 class flare and there had been a coronal mass ejection, CME, coronal mass ejection, and let's just watch here real quick. Shoot. Here we go. Hold on. There we go.
Good morning, folks. We're going to go over the last 24 hours of space weather, see the enlil spirals for the CME from the X-class flare, see a stealth CME from this morning, and hit 2 good science articles as well. The last day on the sun was quieter, minor flares, pops, filament surges, and the coronal hole begins turning towards the limb. No more eruptions aimed at Earth, so let's go to the analysis of the X-class event. As you will recall, it happened implied a wide burst CME had taken place. We were able to confirm that by seeing the halo effect on SOHO coronagraphs, indicating that the CME would indeed impact Earth. The enlil spiral is now updated, and you can see it accurately captures the full breadth of the wide plasma cloud. Well, first of all, the previous space weather has been weak, so it is unlikely that the highest level of the forecast, KP8 level 4 storms, will occur. But KP6 or 7 is likely, and that means we will probably or localized power issues with similar risk to the more expensive technological systems. They are more likely to be outages rather than destructive losses of infrastructure. We should expect enhanced wind and storm conditions for 2 days coming with the low pressure cells. There will be increased incidence of seizure, migraine, cardiac, and psychological issues by 5 to 15%, and the earthquakes and volcanoes are likely to be in moderate uptick over the next week. Big picture, high chance of minor impacts to nearly all systems, less than 1% chance of severe impacts. We did have a stealth CME erupt this morning, but it's not aimed at Earth. You can see it coming off the bottom right corner there.
Okay, so you want to get more information on that, you can, and possibly you should, depending on how you think. But a coronal mass ejection coming towards Earth should be here tomorrow. Possibility of outages, as you heard, to electronics to technology. Okay, that's possibly power, that's possibly server locations, all kinds of things, possibly. All right, just as always, it's something to think about. All right, he said 1%, less than 1% chance that anything catastrophic happens. And for some reason, my brain immediately flashed back to Dumb and Dumber, and like, oh, so you're saying there's a chance? Okay, here we go. North Korea makes fresh threats. U.S. bombers fly after intercontinental ballistic missile test. North Korea fired a few missiles, and here's our response.
Launched a missile on Saturday. They made it clear the launch was meant to further demonstrate its fatal nuclear attack capabilities. In response to the launch, the U.S. flew long-range supersonic bombers today for separate joint exercises with South Korean and Japanese warplanes. The South Korean and U.S. militaries plan to hold a tabletop exercise this week at the Pentagon.
A tabletop exercise this week at the Pentagon. Oh, wait a minute. No. Don't want any more of that.
Tensions are mounting with North Korea.
No, there. Stop it. Yes, so North Korea basically has fired some missiles, and we've responded, and apparently North Korea might have fired a couple of more missiles. Again, these, it's just a lot of saber rattling at the moment, but as always, it's something to be aware of, something to think about. One final thing to think about, and then we'll see if we can't get the ladies up here. Mary Trump warns Donald will use any opportunity to incite more violence if indicted. He's going to be indicted. So, as we always say, just something to think about. Hopefully it is not something that would happen, but in this day and age, who knows? So hello to everybody. Sassy Pants. Hello, Noel's Gig. What YouTube channel was that? That was Suspicious Observers, Ben Davidson. And I use Ben's channel for solar information. I use Dutch for earthquake information. And by the way, Dutch is saying pretty much the same thing Ben's saying. If you're in an earthquake zone, just make sure you're aware that over the next few days, some pretty powerful radioactive material from the sun is going to be coming and impacting, and could create seismic or could trigger volcanic activities. And these, again, those aren't my words. I'm passing along what experts are saying, and more than one source. So I use Ben Davidson for the solar stuff. I use Dutch for the earthquake stuff, and Gene for the polar tracking. And again, the North Pole has been moving for hundreds and hundreds of years. Suddenly stopped last month and is in the exact same position this month. It has not moved at all. What that means, it means we need to be aware that, something big could be coming. Hopefully not. Hopefully it starts moving back, and this is all much ado about nothing, but it's, something we need to be aware of. So, okay, cool. Let me pop I've seen GA, and I'm not sure exactly. Come on now. Paste. There we go. All right. There's the site for baby Lisa Hurley, Cunning Stunt, and GA from CA, who I've all talked to about coming up. So we may add a couple of names here, but at the moment, nobody else, please, because I don't want to, I don't want to have to scoot anybody out of there, but we will. Hi, GA. Hi, GA. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Good. I'm glad to be back.
I'm glad you're back. Very glad.
Thank you very much. It's good to be back.
Oh,
And it was okay having some time off too. It allowed me to do some things. So
that's good.
yeah,
You probably wouldn't take time off on your own, so that's good. I'm glad you were
yeah,
able to
you're probably right.
get some stuff done.
Yes, yes. Have you seen any of the other ladies in the chat?
Yeah, Cunning is here. Summer's here.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Heller, I know Summer's there.
Okay, Summer, you want to hop up here? I forgot all about Summer. I mean, I didn't forget about her, of course. How could you forget about Summer? But
I talked to her yesterday. I told her about it.
okay. And again, hopefully Baby and Lisa Hurley come up. There's Summer. We're gradually filling up the boxes here.
Yeah. Holy moly.
What was that?
Can't hear you, Summer.
I think an alien has taken over Summer.
I think so too. Where's the girl? Come on, Michelle.
Thank you,
Get the butt out.
Asking you shall receive.
There's my girl.
Lisa Hurley's here. Cool.
Awesome.
Okay, yeah. Hop up here, Lisa. Here's Baby. Hang on a second. Let me. There we go. And
I got that Pink song stuck in my head, Cunning.
How do
That's a good one.
Never gonna not dance again.
Yeah.
There we go. Hang on, baby. I'm trying to figure this out. Oh, there we go. I hope. Why is it not there? There we go. There's Baby. There's Summer.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Now all we need is Lisa Hurley. And
You guys can hear me?
Yes.
We got you, Summer.
Okay.
I didn't see Lisa in chat. Is she in chat?
Can you hear me?
There we go.
Hi.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, Baby. Hi, Summer.
Oh, all my favorite people.
Hello.
Everybody
Talking about.
Go ahead, Baby. What?
Can you hear me?
What are we?
Lisa, yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, DUFUS.
Hi.
I'm so glad that you're tuning
Thank you,
in.
Lisa.
All these beautiful ladies.
Yes,
I know.
I'm glad to be back. Thank you very much. It is and it's an honor to have all of you ladies here. I thought
Hi, everybody.
I thought just to kind of get things going, I would just ask, what are the top issues to each one of you, as far as women are facing right at this moment? And let's just go. We'll just kind of go around the horn. Georgia, you want to start?
Yeah. Abortion rights.
Okay.
Abortion is healthcare.
Abortion is. Go ahead.
Yep. Women's rights are being plundered, and that's incredibly important for me. and not just because of abortions, but because of women that are left pregnant and suffering with miscarriages that can't get D&Cs, or someone like my daughter who is trying to get pregnant, and if she hears bad news at any point during the pregnancy, not being able to not being able to have the procedure, and having to wait and wait and wait and wait. And I can't imagine what that would feel like.
Lisa,
And
oh,
women
sorry.
with tubal pregnancies, all of it. It's not just about abortion. I'm done.
Lisa, were you going to say something?
Did we lose her?
No, she's got
I'm here.
she's got grandkids.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
No, I'm here.
We understand. Okay, I thought
No, I was just listening.
Okay, all right. Cunning. What are there issues that pop out to you?
I mean, at the risk of copying what Georgia said, yeah. I mean, that's the biggest issue. I think
That's the biggest issue
right now. Yeah, our women's the right to make our choices for our own body, and that goes in a lot of different directions. Like, I mean, there's still this stigma around victims or survivors speaking out, and strong women, and there's a lot of that too. Like we're still, like a lot of people, we're still trying to have our voice and have our rights to do what we wish. So that's
Amen.
all encompassing. Yeah.
Baby?
Well, I mean, double. Also, I think a top priority, and for myself and my kid,
I have like a double.
Careful.
Other
one would be
what? There's like a double voice going on.
Yeah, you
It's
were
breaking up for me. Yeah.
All right, maybe that's better.
Yeah, if you happen to have two windows open, mute one
Oh,
of the
you can
windows.
hear me? I was asking my grandson to help me. That's funny. Sorry about that. I think it's better.
I thought she was talking to us.
I know. I'm sorry.
So did I.
That's awesome.
I'm new. I'm new to this. Okay.
You're great.
Boomers.
Boomers.
I'm a boomer.
Baby, do you have anything to add, or you just concur?
I concur. Women's voting rights.
I'm gonna pop you out here real quick and bring you back up and see if that helps the audio connection. There we go.
Can you hear me now? No. Hang on. I'm gonna
It's still good.
my headphones.
Hang
Hang on.
Still doing
I'm gonna cut my headphones off.
Oh shit.
Now?
It's still got a little bit of. Sorry.
Okay. Where are we?
Can you hear me now?
No. Yes, we can hear you now,
No, you
but it has a little bit of echo, but I think we can deal with it.
Okay. Well, I was
All right.
saying
Go ahead.
voting rights.
Voting rights?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Summer?
I'm definitely gonna have to say women's issue. It's a two-part for me. Women's issues as far as like autonomy over our body and things like that, and then obviously police brutality.
Okay. Lisa?
Hello.
Lisa said the price of chocolate.
And wine.
Wine, yes. Not making a joke of stuff, y'all. Seriously.
Yeah.
But seriously, wine, yeah.
Yeah. Cunning, you said that um, the autonomy of the body can lead in a lot of different directions. You want to elaborate on that?
Well, I mean, for me, it's not just about making the choices for our bodies. It's also making the choice to have sex or not, making the choice to step out and talk about our experiences. It's our right to stand up and fight against what we don't like or don't want. It's, there's still around a lot of people this mindset, that women whine and women say this and women should just shut up and be quiet and drop it and don't keep talking about it, and you should do this and this is how you should handle that. It's about let us do the things we need to do. If we need to talk about something over and over and over, that's okay. If we need to fight with someone and say, I'm standing up, I don't like this, that's okay too. Like it should go both ways. It's
What's
a
the
mindset,
what's the
Yeah.
problem with some people having an issue with women having voices?
Yeah, I have been
being
so
able to,
surprised about that. Like,
yeah.
I didn't realize how many people are just offended by a woman just talking. Like,
Well,
that immediately signifies her as a feminazi or a whoa man or,
or a bitch,
Or
yeah,
angry.
yeah, perpetual victim or whatever. Call it what you want. It's women talking because they need to, or standing up because they need to, or fighting back because they need to. It's I'm tired of being shamed, people trying to shame me for saying how I feel.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
I
we always get labeled as emotional or angry. You know what I mean? And that's weak too,
Bossy,
because it's,
yep, yep,
like, or we're just playing victim, and it's like,
yeah.
okay, so we can't, and we don't have a play, you shouldn't be standing up, you shouldn't be saying anything, you should be, like, women should lift their voices up, because other women, need to hear the things that they've been through or overcame, or having the rights over your own body, like, you know what I mean? That's just crazy to me that, here we are in 2023, and in some sense is, don't get me wrong, women have made lots of strides and women are kicking butt and taking names later, right? But
right.
but we're having to do it with no, like, with our backs up against the wall sometimes, you know what I mean? And I just think it's crazy that so many years ago it was put, above the Supreme Court, that with the women's rights and women's healthcare and stuff, and now here we are talking about, what a woman can't do, and she, if a woman gets raped or a billion, or just don't want to have a kid, you know what I mean? It's just, there's a
Right.
lot of different issues that
Well, and
other
how
people,
about
and especially men, think they can tell us what to do.
the bill in Texas that may ban medication for the
Yeah.
entire nation?
Or how about where in Kentucky they just sit here and said that, okay, in domestic, well, not just Kentucky, in a lot of places, domestic violence, when you get charged with that and you have some kind of like domestic violence charge, that affects people getting guns and things like that when they have IPOs and stuff. Well, they just made it to where, once again, we're going to tell women, we don't care about you, because if the perpetrator, your abuser has these domestic violence and has, restraining orders and stuff like that, they can get their guns back. And that was one thing that, it didn't stop anything, but like it left room for accountability if they had something. And it's just
Right.
telling women, we don't care about you and you can end up dead and we don't care.
How about only the people with a uterus get to vote on something like that?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Wouldn't it?
I mean, one of the things that's very understand is this woman can't have body. I had what was called hyperemesis, threw up like 20 times throughout my pregnancy. Couldn't eat.
Right.
I didn't drink anything. I carried around an all of my children, or I carried a cutaneous pump and had medication to my body. At one point, my pregnancy, they were said this pregnancy is going to, and now, right to decide about that.
Right.
I wanted that little girl so bad. I was like, okay, fine, but I'm going to keep trying. They want to take that right of choice there.
Right.
Now, in time, I wouldn't have had a choice.
That's it right there. It's the right of choice. That covers so much. Like that's it. Like
Yes,
think about how you would feel with when you don't have a choice for yourself. It's
Well,
And
how
when-
many times women are, look how many times women are put in situations. Go ahead, baby. Sorry.
Withering away. I was withering away. I could think.
Right.
I couldn't see anything. At one point, I couldn't. I was. They put a. I was sick that they couldn't even put a PICC line in to try to give
oh my
me
gosh.
nutrition. It was.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and that continued throughout the whole pregnancy. Did it again. To do it again.
Lord.
You're still cutting out a little bit, baby.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Can
how
you
to
drop out?
Can anyone hear me?
Yes, Lisa, we got you.
We
Can
got you, Lisa.
Okay,
baby,
good.
baby, can you drop out and then
Yeah.
and I'll put the link back in the chat and then hop back on. See
Yep,
if
I'll
that'll
give it a
fix it. Thank you. Lisa, are you there?
We can hear Lisa, but she can't hear us, I think.
I don't know, maybe.
Lisa.
I'm here. I'm getting like a double. I'm getting like a double view. Like it keeps repeating itself, and it's a double. I can hear you.
It keeps repeating itself. It keeps repeating itself.
It keeps
Yeah.
repeating itself. It keeps
Yeah, it's kind of freaking me out, but okay. First off, I want to say I'm so proud to be up here with all you beautiful ladies.
Me too, Lisa.
Thank you, girl. I know that you and I have talked in chat and everything,
Yes.
but since what happened,
so happy
back
to
with
meet you
Red,
guys. For real.
I'm so glad to get to talk to you one on one because I think you're a really amazing woman. So
Thank you. So are you.
thank you.
Yeah, Lisa, you rock.
Is that any better?
Oh my gosh, much better.
Okay,
Yep.
great.
Yeah. He's hard to break me down. He's hard to break me down. And this
I'm
is where I'm going to say what I feel is important to me. I see
Okay.
all of these restraining orders that are being given for like stupid shit.
right.
And I'm going to say something very personal on my end. Okay. So I was in this scary situation. My daughter left when she was pregnant. She left the guy she was with. And one night we came home and there was about 9 to 10 people hiding in my bushes and they jumped me.
Oh.
I've never been beat like that in my life. They broke my son's jaw. I was trying to crawl to him. Like it was like a horror movie.
Oh my God.
Like I thought my son was dead. I had to fight and fight and fight to get a restraining order.
Right.
Oh
It
my
was
gosh.
disgusting to me. And the people, some of the people that beat us live on the street.
Oh.
So I'm disturbed what I'm seeing with all these stupid, restraining orders that's going on. It actually sickens me.
It pisses me off.
It cost me a lot of money. We
Yeah.
did end up getting a 5-year restraining order. Okay, but he still harasses us. He's still there. I'm scared every day, but I will protect my family.
And you know,
Right.
Lisa, I'm very proud of you. I just want you to know that, because I understand. You know, I've gone through the whole restraining order, and once you get
I
it,
love
and
you, Summer. I really do. You are wonderful. You are.
I love you. I love you too. I just want to say, keep your head up, because, like, you know, I'm going through the same thing. Like, I have a restraining order, and this person's in jail and everything, and we still deal with tons. I still deal with tons and tons of stuff. You know what I mean? That people don't know about. And so I just want to say to you, keep your head up, and, you know, carry if you got to, baby girl.
Thank you, girl.
I can't imagine, y'all, but I have to say that you guys, y'all are an inspiration to other women. Like, watching you guys handle things has helped me handle tinier things that were big to me, but in the scheme of things really aren't when compared. And I think I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for speaking up and speaking out and being there. And
Well, and you know
it
what?
matters.
Look at what has happened to just there's what 1, 2, 3, 5 of us on here. Minimum 2 of us have taken shit for speaking out. Minimum. Actually, probably all 5 of us have.
I'm
But
guessing all 5.
You're
Yeah.
brave to speak out. That's what has been happening.
Because you get drugged. You get drugged through the mud. People, you know,
Right.
re-victimize you. They sit there and mock the stuff that you've been through. But you know what?
Yep.
Just like I said a little bit ago, I'm not running from nothing. I'm standing 2 toes down, and I'm always going to speak up no matter how scary it gets. I'm not going to go stick my head in the sand, because that's just not who I am. And I understand that all of us, not just Summer, but all of us are going through shit like this. And we as
Yep.
women, we can pull together, and we've been able to build each other up. And when one of us is
Absolutely.
weak, somebody else, you know, shit, GA yesterday, I fucking love you, girl.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
sometimes
That
it's
was
just talking to
awesome.
another woman, and when you're feeling weak, it reminds you, like, hey, you got this, you know. So I just want to encourage everybody listening, you know what I mean, to all women. Like, we all go through shit. It's not just the 5 of us up here. Every one of us have been through things, and no matter how hard it gets, we are women, and we are strong, and we are fucking resilient, and just keep doing, because don't give up. And because they win, the abusers and the flying monkeys and all that shit that comes with all that territory,
Yep.
they win if we give up. And I'm not running, I'm not giving up, and I'm not putting my head in the sand either.
Nope.
Yeah. And also let's make sure, I mean, I want to say thank you, Barry, because it takes someone with a platform to allow it to be talked about, and this is cool. And so, thanks to the strong men too, because it takes a strong man to see it happening and to allow women to have a voice, or anyone to have a voice,
Well,
that doesn't. So
and to not be intimidated by that. There's no reason. This isn't man bashing. This is sticking up for standing up for ourselves and and each other. This isn't anything to do
yeah,
with. I would
I
stand up if
love
it was.
men. I mean, yeah,
They're
good
fantastic pets.
men.
Well, I
And
mean,
there are
and we have to
good
take,
men out there. There
and
are
we have
good
to
men out
take
there that. Go ahead, baby.
we have to take into consideration that we as women right now are going to be up against a lot in the next coming years. In the next 2 or 3 years, they're going to try
Yep.
to take away our body autonomy before
Yep.
2014. I mean, 2024 is over. And it's going to take more than just women to stand up. It's going to take strong men and
Yep.
women to stand up together. And it's going to also take
Absolutely.
us older women to
Yep.
look at younger women and say, hey, girl, you better wake up. This is kind of important.
Yeah. I
and
had
I think
to. Go ahead.
we're definitely
I
going to have to
just
wake up
I want to
younger
ask
women.
something. I want to ask something here. Just what do you say, or how do you feel about women that are opposing these ideas that you're bringing forward?
I totally respect their belief, and they are allowed to have that belief for them and their body. I don't discount someone who is pro-life. You may be
That's
pro-life
right.
until the cows come home, but you
Right.
can't push that on someone else.
That's
Okay.
right.
That's
And
their
Yeah.
Well
own.
said.
Yeah.
Well said.
That, that's their
yeah,
own body autonomy.
listen,
Absolutely. Yeah.
I fight for women's rights. That means I fight for all women's rights, even women
Yep.
who do not agree with me. So, one thing when you're when you're truly fighting for people's rights and you're fighting for women and victims and things like that, like I don't have to like you, we don't have to get along, we don't have to agree, none of that. But that doesn't mean every single time I'm not standing up for all of us, because I am, because in the moment, you know what I mean? And all women have a lot to deal with. Even the women that don't necessarily agree with our points of views, they still have things that they worry about as well. Because women, we have a lot of stuff on our shoulders, whether people realize that or not. And so do men, but right now we're particularly talking about women,
Right.
because before everybody goes, well, men go through stuff too. Yes, we very well much know that. I have 5 sons and a husband. But right now we're talking about women, and like Baby said, you can be pro-choice or pro-life all day long, and I understand why people are, but at the same time, all pro-choice means is saying, hey, I'm not going to say if I'm either way, but what I am going to say, I'm not going to make a fucking argument over somebody else's body. That's
Yep.
all pro-choice
Exactly.
means. Because I have a lot of people that are pro-choice, but their personal view is they'd never have an abortion. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So people get so caught up in this verbiage of wordage, and pro-choice means just that. I give you the choice to do what you need. My choice is my choice, and your choice is yours. Now,
Yep.
again, I don't knock people that are pro-life. I understand that. But at the same time, I'm going to fight for all people, all women, to have those rights that they feel they need.
Oh, 100. I like you put that very well. I have a lot of friends that are pro-choice, and like she said, but that's each person. Each person gets to choose for their body. Nobody should get to choose for someone else.
And just so everybody's clear on why this is all about women, I have 2 daughters. I have 2 granddaughters. I had a mother. I have sisters. At one time, I had a wife and 2 stepdaughters. So,
Right.
I cannot understand how a man cannot be concerned about women's issues if they love the women in their lives.
Exactly.
So
It's also a
that's
financial
why
situation.
that's why this is up here. Okay, that's why we're going to be doing this every Sunday night.
It's also
It's
a financial situation for women, though. I think
It
when
is.
women don't have,
speak to that. Yes.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
financial situation, because when women don't have the body autonomy to say, and not just abortion, but birth control is on the chopping block
Exactly.
also.
Yep.
And so when women don't have the right to say, I no longer want to have children, to do parent planning and allow themselves to say, I want only this many children or that many children. When you saddle a woman down all of a sudden with 3 and 4 and 5 children, and they're doing it by themselves, all that does is bring more poverty and have that person have less and less power. So it's about controlling women also financially.
And
Right.
they and I want to piggyback off what Baby just said. They say a lot of people go, well, no, Summer, or no, whoever, it's not about controlling women. Well, if it wasn't about controlling women, then why is it that I had to have 1 billion kids before they tied my tubes? There are so many people that go and try to get their tubes tied because
And they
either
won't
they
do
don't
it.
want to have either they don't want to have children, or they've had the amount of children that they can afford, and they will sit there and tell you either you're not married, or you have to be a certain age, or 500
Yeah.
million excuses. And if they allowed women to take that kind of freedom over their body, I would probably be certain to say that there wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to go, I've had an abortion, dude. Don't nobody want to go and, oh, let me go have an abortion, like have
Yeah.
some abortion pop card. That's not the way it
Right.
works. But our system sits there and tells me when and where and how I can, you got to use if birth control costs this much money. Oh, you can't get your tubes tied until you're, some places 30 years old, some places 25 years old. You know what I mean? You have to be
So,
married. I
Very
mean,
interesting.
I
it's
have
very crazy because a lot of people forget about that.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
something I
I
hadn't considered.
I have a 29-year-old daughter, my youngest. And when she was probably 18, she knew she didn't want to have children. And she knew that nobody would tie her tubes that young. She did the smartest thing. She did a lot of research, and she did the smartest thing I've ever heard of. Every time she went to see a doctor for anything, any doctor, she expressed that she did not want to have children. And it's also because of where she lives that the state we live in, but she was able finally at 27 to get this doctor to tie her tubes because she had medical proof that she had been saying over and over and over since she was 18 years old, I don't want to have children. I don't want to have children. I don't want to have children. She's unmarried, and she was 26 or 27, and she finally got them to tie her tubes. But she had to document that shit. It shouldn't be that hard.
Well, and we talk about abortions, right? But also let's think about this, right? Each child that you have, your postpartum gets worse and worse. So we talk about baby talked about the financial aspect, right? I've talked about and Georgia talked about, her daughter getting her tubes tied, right? But it's also, that aspect of when you have a child, you keep having postpartum. We are seeing tons and tons and tons. It's a lot higher rate than I can remember in a long time. Babies and small children being killed because a mother's postpartum is so bad. And, doctors still can't figure out postpartum. But I can tell you as a woman that's had a shitload of kids, each time you have postpartum, it gets worse. It gets heavier. It gets harder. I don't know why, but it does. You know what I mean? And so there's a lot of aspects, of where we sit there and we just, we gotta really think about things. We say, oh, we care about kids and things like that. Okay, well, if there's a woman that's already had one kid or a couple kids, whatever, and she doesn't, or a woman that doesn't want to have any kids, allow them to do the things that they need to, because then maybe abortions will go down. Maybe deaths of babies will go down. You know what I mean? Like, everything doesn't have to be a matter of fact. Like, we can have conversations about this, but telling women, hey, you can't have an abortion under no circumstances, or whatever. Come on, man. That's not okay.
And tell me this: what is the purpose? What good does it do to force women to have babies if they don't want
That's
to?
how babies get killed.
What good does that do? Yeah.
Well, and
I
also,
don't understand that.
Also, they don't want. Let's say they don't want women to have abortions, but then when they have this baby, they're shamed for having a baby, and they're shamed for needing assistance. They're ashamed for needing or for needing something for postpartum. They're ashamed for the fact that they're not a breadwinner and they can't take care of that child. It's shame, 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 but I don't want you to have an abortion. So no matter, it's a lose-lose game.
It is.
Well, it's just it's the double standards that have always been around women, right? Like, if a woman is standing up for herself, well, then she must be angry. If a woman is out here being promiscuous, then she's a hoe. But if a man does it, it's cool. You know what I mean? Like, if a man's extra, then he's just being a man. It's just the hypocrisy of it. And it's like, okay, people want to, and listen, I would love to see equality. I would love to see humanity. And no, just because I say this stuff doesn't mean I hate men, because we had an all-male panel last night. I don't hate men, not even by a long shot. I just love me, and I understand what women issues are. And we are all dealing with different issues. And there's, so it's not just a cookie cut conversation. This is something you have to get deep down in, because everybody's circumstances is different. And like Baby said, that kills me. I can't tell you how many times, oh, have this baby. Then it's, oh, you're out here just sucking up the system. You're just doing this. And that's not, I don't know how many people have ever been on the system, but the system don't give you money like that. Okay.
I don't understand.
You're barely making
you that kind of money. Try me.
They make it like people are living in mansions and we're eating T-bone steaks every single night. And that's not the fact. Most people that get food stamps can't even feed their household for the whole month.
Right. You're absolutely right.
That is the truth. Yeah.
And the more that you try to better your life, the more they take away. So
100%. Because if you get a job and then all you need is insurance, right?
If you don't work.
Yeah, because if say just you need insurance, right? I know women that work and their kids go to school, daycare, all that shit, but they just need help with insurance. Well, they can't do that because, well, you make too much money. And it's just like, come on, man. Like, we have all these systems in place that don't work for a lot of people. But again, we're just particularly talking about women right now, and instead of going back and forth, like, and it's getting worse.
Under control is what I feel.
Yeah,
I do too.
I watched my daughter struggle. She left, all the things happened to her, and she's trying to get on her feet, and she got a really good job. She got harassed there by the same person we had to get a protection order from. And it's like a circle that never ends.
Yeah.
So what you have to be safe. You have to be safe.
Yeah, but then look,
guy is still there. He's still there.
Yeah, and Lisa, what's crazy is those protective orders that, as we all know, that have them don't do shit anyway.
No,
you know
it
what I
don't,
mean?
girl. I can be.
And in all honesty, it really just pisses the abuser off even more. But they tell you, do it the right way, because if you don't have a paper trail and something happens, then God forbid.
The whole time.
Oh, girl, trust me, I had mine.
Like, social
mine was
thing was like devastating.
Mine's in jail right now, and yesterday he was on fucking YouTube. Okay,
no, girl, I'm so proud of you. I am.
Like,
I love you.
It's fucking insane.
You just had an anniversary too.
Yeah.
8 years, girly. 8 years.
Girl.
So 8 years I've been out of life. I'm very proud of myself.
Congratulations, girl.
You go. Thank you.
I'm proud of all these girls here.
Yeah.
Everybody has been through a lot. And
what I'd like to see is the victim shaming, like, and it's other women that's the problem. Now I'll talk about, like, I think all women should have their rights to choose and shit. But what blows my mind is when women sit there and everything is out there, the facts are clear and all of that, and people victim shame other women. It's just like, come on, man.
I know.
I don't get that.
A woman doing that is worse than anything.
What is happening to you right now on social media is disgusting.
Yep.
Absolutely disgusting.
It is. I agree.
And it needs to stop.
Yeah,
you don't have to prove yourself to no one on here.
No
one.
No, Summer, I did see today some of the things that were on social media.
I admire you, and I say go, keep going, girl.
Yeah, I saw some of the things that were on social media.
Not even worth a sweat.
Some of the stuff that was on social media right now, I just, shouldn't be there about you right now. It's horrible.
Yeah, well, they're trying to tear her down, but you know what?
It's wrong. It's completely wrong.
Yes.
That's what happens to strong women that stand up. And you know what? Right. I don't give a shit what lies that are put out there, what videos are made, whatever thing. I'm not going anywhere. I haven't gone nowhere my whole life that I've been through everything I've been through. These last 3 years I've been through hell and high water. So I'm not going anywhere. You can put out what you want. And the people that know me, because see, that's the thing. I'm not new to the internet.
Exactly.
I'm not new. I've been around. Just because I'm new to some of y'all, this shit, people watch this shit played out.
Yeah.
Mike, we love you.
I called Summer yesterday because I wanted to express that, where we've never met in person, I have followed Summer for 3 years, and Summer is exactly what we're hearing right now. When I talk to her on the phone, she is transparent. Somebody wants you to come up and defend yourself. Bullshit. You don't need to do their research for them. It's all on your channel. You told us everything that was happening while it was happening. You told us when you made mistakes and when it was not your fault. And now 3 years later, you're having to deal with this shit from somebody that doesn't know anything about your situation.
Right.
And you don't owe them anything. They have no right to assume, no right to ask, and no right to talk shit and lie. It's bullshit, and I support you 100%.
I support
for everyone listening.
Everyone does. That has a good heart.
Yeah, we do. It's wrong.
Everybody that's putting out these videos on you and trying to take you down, you're too strong for that.
Well, if
Okay,
they look at the dates on those videos, if they look at the dates on those videos, they're spreading old shit. And since I didn't go anywhere then, I damn sure ain't going nowhere now.
Amen.
Yeah, I noticed some of them were really old.
Yeah,
like
dude.
3 years
Look,
old,
baby, they are so old. Like, I mean, like, again, I talk about, I take people to court with me when I go to court and everything. I live stream fucking everything. You know what I mean? Like, I live stream brushing my fucking teeth. I live stream everything. You know, so and again, look at the dates. Look at the dates on these videos, right? And I didn't really want to make it about this, but at the same time, I mean, here we are. You know, look at the dates. This ain't brand new. Everybody thinks this is shit brand new because it's brand new to them. That's cool. If you want to figure it out, go do the fucking research, or listen to me on my fucking channel when I talk about it.
This shit is 3 years old, and you've already addressed it as it was happening. Period.
I couldn't help it because it was all over the fucking internet.
And what's really like crazy is the people that are trying to tear you down, they don't have nothing.
Well, they're the same people that say they stand up for victims, but yet they don't even research anything, and they tear down, you know, people. So it is what it is. I mean, I can't make it stop, but I damn sure ain't going nowhere.
Sophie,
I'm not even sure what you're talking about, but I don't want to know.
No, you don't.
Because
you don't.
Because I can already assume in this 90 seconds that I've been listening of what's going on, and it's despicable. And it's amazing to me how people, you know, how people are brand new to social media, and you can tell they're brand new to social media. I'm talking like you know, they're a 1 year old. They've been on social media for a year. Well, that's okay, Lisa.
I am brand new. I'm brand new on this, and I use my real name. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing, and I got tore down.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
I learned a lot here. I learned a lot on here.
Well, and you know, here's the deal.
You handled it.
About online bullying in general. When we do stand up for each other, and when we actually stood up for other people, we got bashed.
Yep.
You know, I'll stand up all day long for Summer, because I know her, and I listened to this while she was going through it, and I would stand up. I stood up when Lisa was taking shit. I stood up when Cunning was taking shit, and we get shit for standing up for each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? That's what women should do.
But look at us now, right?
But it all washes off. It all washes off real quick. None of it sticks.
Nah,
exactly.
This too shall pass. You know what I mean? So I think I want to round this conversation about just, you know, like people wonder why victims don't come up and talk. People wonder why victims don't report. When people wonder why victims don't even go to courts and shit like that, because the lack of support for victims on all levels is shitty, and that's 100%. Something we need to change.
Right. Listen, the police, when they came to my front yard, I was unconscious. I was over my son's face. I finally did make it to where he was being kicked with steel-toed boots. You know, they were repeatedly kicking them in the face.
Oakley.
One of the people who did that was in the street when the cops came. Well, they didn't see what happened. They didn't see what happened. He walked away and he lived across the street.
Oh my God.
And, you know, so what I had to fight for to protect my family cost me a lot of money. It cost me, you know, a lot of like being re-victimized. Like, okay, so what'd you do to deserve that?
Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
I had bruises from head to toe. I never been beat like that in my life. And I had to fight for that. And I'm looking at all these stupid, you know, restraining orders that's happening in this movement. It really pisses me off.
Can I just say one thing? So,
Yeah.
you know, it was crazy. This was the incident that I've been going through for the last 3 years was the first time. Cause like when I got out of life and everything, yeah, I deal with my own bullshit or whatever. And I had my own trauma to deal with, but like, I was good. You know what I mean? I'm doing the work. I'm doing my work in the community. I'm helping, I'm yada, whatever. So when this situation came to me, like that was the first time that I have ever been in a position to where it was like, okay, I have to do something to protect myself and protect my family.
Yes.
Being a victim's advocate, and this is something people don't think about, right? When you're a victim's advocate, like I couldn't just sit here and act like nothing was going on, because I stand in the gap for so many women. I tell so many women every day, have the courage. You got this. I got your back. And when I had to stand and do this shit, and I got to, you know, I stand with women in courts and shit like that, and I watch how the system fucking does them, right? But when I had to sit there and do it myself, I was not surprised, but just the way I continue to get fucking dragged for standing up against stuff that should be. And because I have to, like, because I have so many people, men and women, that look at me and go, okay, well, you're a victim's advocate. You ain't gonna stick up for yourself. That's a fucked up position to be in.
Summer, I would really like to talk to you one-on-one.
I'm going to put my email in the private chat.
I want to make a change in my area because of what I saw my daughter go through. She couldn't get a job. Every job she got, the guy was there. And we have a restraining order, but they didn't get him. And still today, he shows up everywhere. Yep. It's not okay.
I just put my email in the private chat at the back. You can,
I see it, girl.
All right. I just tell people, you know, like tell all, you know, women, victims, survivors, you know what I mean? Like, and because like, just, it's, you know, it sucks and it hurts and it's fucking, it feels like you're being torn apart day over. But there are so many people.
I need to do to make a change.
There are so many, there is so much support out there. You know what I mean? I've got a lot of support on these YouTube streets from all of you all, and I love all you guys. I got a lot of, you know, support in real life. And so that's what you got to try to focus on. And when you want to speak up about it, then you can do that. Otherwise, you just do what you got to do.
Yes, girl.
Hey, hang on just a second. I keep getting multiple notifications that at least one of the streams is having trouble connecting. So either Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube are glitching really.
I know. Did we lose him?
I don't. It's glitch.
You're freezing up there a little.
It froze up just as I was talking about it, and the notification came down and said, "Oops, we're having trouble connecting. Trying to reestablish connection." So if we cut in and out, that's what's going on, and just hang with it because it seems like we're reconnecting, and it's probably a little bit of that solar activity getting ready to make an impact.
Good. We'll just keep talking. Don't worry.
Yeah, really.
All right.
Sophie,
I'm going to stop talking.
Is Sophie still here? Sophie said earlier something about, is this the only topic? If there's something else you guys wanted to bring up and talk about, let us know.
Yeah, let's go.
And I just want to answer. Max. He said something. Hold on, shit, I gotta find it again. Damn. I see. And yes, Max. Men do go through hell trying to get IPOs as well. Let's see. If you vote Republican, let's see. Wait, hold on. This is if you're a Republican, does that mean you cannot be, that means you're against abortion? No, actually, because I'll tell you right now, this last voting session showed that there were just as many Republican women as women on the blue side that said they voted a whole red ticket, but on this issue, they voted blue. So y'all better pay attention. A lot of Republican women voted so women could be pro-choice.
Yeah, why are we having to fight again?
Exactly. My body, my choice. I'm
This was a
100%
battle.
behind.
This was a battle fought by our mothers.
Exactly.
And
I
some of
mean,
us when we were younger, but mostly I think our moms. Why are we having to do this again? It's 23. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I
Yeah,
wonder
but
why.
it's
That's a good
predicted.
question. Why?
But it was predicted that this was going to happen.
Yep. And actually, there was people that could have stopped this from happening, and they did not.
Yeah.
So let's not act like, because people say, oh, well, well, there was a lot of Democrats that could have took care of this problem when they had the chance, and they did not.
Yep.
They dropped the ball too.
Yeah.
So got to pay
Yep.
attention. It's Democrat, Republican. It's two of the same bird.
You've got
Yep.
to make sure that you understand what your vote is actually for.
Yep.
And it's not actually for red or blue. You've got to get deep into what these votes are happening and what people are actually going to do once they're in office, and trust them when they say they're going to do something or they hem and haw on something. They're going to do it. If they tell you they're going to do it, they're going to do it. And
well, think about this also. What another thing that was crazy that was on the friggin' ballot was interracial marriage. Like,
yeah.
right?
what? I was like, wait a minute.
That pisses me off.
You know what I mean? I was like, wait a second, hold on. I was like, what? And they tucked it right underneath. And see, this is why you have to pay attention to these bills, even if you don't agree with our politics. Okay, you don't have to agree with what Summer says. Understand that, or any of the ladies up here for that matter. Read these bills, because what they did is they took the interracial marriage and slid it right in there with the gay marriage and thought people weren't going to pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pay attention.
And right now, as long as this court, and Max made a good point, as long as this court is a 6-3 court, though, we have to be very judicious
Yep.
about what our Congress looks like, because
Yep.
they're our only thing that's keeping us the way it is. Because right now, as long as the Supreme Court is a 6-3 vote, right? At any moment, a bill can come up or a case can come up that can change something. And if we don't codify all these bills or all these laws, then it won't matter, and the Supreme Court will take that out of your hands.
Let me just toss out there. Let me just toss out there real quick. The Supreme Court is currently considering two things. Amongst others, they're considering freedom.
You froze.
And the internet just glitched on me, just as I said. They're considering. I know they're considering freedom and the internet, and they are considering the the attempt to reinstate Trump. Okay, and that's
not going to happen.
A 6-3 Supreme Court.
No, they already booted that one, though. They're going to boot it again.
I know, but they're going to reconsider it.
Are you talking about the Branson one?
Yes.
Well, I mean, they're reconsidering it, but it was done as an on appeal. So they put the appeal back in. They're still going to kick it back out, because it takes. The reason I say that, you have to be look at the case. The case isn't just about Trump. They're trying to get 300 people out. There's no way in any shape or form that any court is going to kick that.
But see, we also have to keep in mind we've got a Republican House of Representatives now.
Yep.
I'm scared now. Like, this is disturbing. No.
I wanted to toss it out there. Showed the other camera so that everybody could see these warnings that keep popping down that I'm having trouble staying connected. So I don't know. Maybe it's because of the topic, but I certainly hope not. Go ahead, ladies. Rip everything apart.
Lolo. Hey, Lolo.
Another thing, which I think most people that watch your channel and things like that probably get, but I am going to say, just in case maybe somebody comes across, we talk about the presidency so much. Why? Yes, okay, I guess that's important to an extent. you know, our House, our Senate, and our local shit is what we really need to be paying attention to. You need to be looking at these bills. You need to be breaking them down. And if you don't understand them, trust me, there is somebody out in this world that does. Get by them and look at them. Don't just vote a blue ticket because it's a blue ticket. Because you know what? I'm not fucking happy with the Democrats, and I'm not happy with the fucking Republicans. You know what I mean? You have to really break every single thing down. Get into your local capital, see what legislation's put it up, you know, what's coming through, what bills are being passed or up for consideration, and see what's really in those bills, because they stuff these bills with a lot of crap that, you know, they'll fluff you, right? They'll make you think, okay, here's a couple things, and in those couple things there's even more agendas that are hidden. And so you really have to, and it wasn't until, you know what I mean, I got the opportunity to go to my capital and start standing with women that work on legislation and bills and watch them sign bills into plays and stuff like that, to where I got to understand that, you know what I mean? Because before, I didn't fucking get that shit. You know what I mean? So
that's why this shit in Texas is a perfect example of why you still need to pay attention to your local and state and what they're doing there.
I think that's more important than federal, in my opinion.
I do too, because to me it seems like we have no effing control anyway over federal. But
well, I don't know. I want to just say, yeah, I agree with you, Summer, to a degree. We also have to understand that voting and all of this is a numbers game. So you do have to look at how the numbers game is played. So you might not like one part of a bill, but you have to decide whether or not it's worse not to have all of the other parts of the bill. We have
right. That's why you have to look at it. If you,
but you also have to look at, but you also, not just what you look at, but you also have to look at what is going to be put in. You have to look at the numbers game. Is your little number going to make a difference? Is your vote going to make that difference? And if it is, then you have to determine which is the best choice for you. And I'll give you an example. A perfect example was in Mississippi. A couple of years ago, they had a politician who was horrible. He was awful. He was racist, everything in the world. Then they had another politician that was coming in that was worse. Those people had to decide which one was better. Sometimes you have to decide between bad and bad.
Oh, 100%. And unfortunately, that's what we have to decide a lot right now, because, and that's sad to say that this is our, you know, America, this is our government system and shit like that. But like, unfortunately, I actually agree with you 100%, baby. Like, we're in a lot of positions, and I think a lot of people, regardless of how they vote, can say that, like, hey, the last couple of years, I've had to pick between the two of less evils.
Yes. That is,
you know, so yeah, I agree with you 100%, baby.
Right.
It's a whole, you have to look at the whole picture of it, the numbers, the everything, all of it.
I want to say hi to Lori Arnold. She's in the chat. Hi, Lori. And
hi, Lori Arnold. Hi, Lolo. Hi, Michaela.
Lori, hi, Lolo, Lori.
Lolo's so sweet.
I heard just some rumors, and you can't trust them, especially the last week. So I saw something mentioned about you maybe having Wizzy interview you, and I wanted to say I would adore to have you interviewed by Lori and talk to Lori. I don't know if that's just something I'm throwing out there in the universe, and just I don't know. I know you guys have talked, I think, and stuff. So
yeah, I like Lori.
I think that would be an amazing talk.
Lori, yeah, she's never asked me, and so no one said that I was getting interviewed. I'm not getting interviewed by Wizzy. I said I respect, because out of all this craziness that's going on, whether people like Wizzy or not, he didn't jump right on the bandwagon. He emailed me and said, hey, if you want to tell your side, you're more than welcome to. That's all I was saying. I was giving him that respect.
Oh, that's cool. That was cool.
I was giving him that respect.
He is very.
And I got in his
go ahead.
And said hello the other day. I just said hello. I was talking to people in the chat, and he called me an asshole. Right on. I mean, he's just going on and on. He doesn't know who I am.
Well, he's called me an asshole.
I'm not the only one. He calls women assholes, and he's just an ignorant asshole.
Right. And I get all that. And I understand all that. But at the same time, I'm still not going to sit here and take away that he did just, and I get everybody's emotional and things they've been through on that. But I can sit there and say, hey, you know what? At least he had the fucking goons to sit here and email me and say, hey, if you want an opportunity. And then I even kind of like,
why?
I don't,
His
hold on one
channel
second.
is dying.
Okay, go ahead.
The reason he's trying to get you on there because he wants to get the views. He don't give a shit about you, Summer. Don't fall for that shit.
Okay, so again, if people would listen to me, I'm not getting interviewed by anybody. That's not what I was saying. So if people would just let me, love you guys, but you gotta let me get it all out.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So again, he emailed me and asked me if I wanted to tell my side of the story. And I told him, I don't feel like arguing anybody or anything like that. You know what I mean? And he's like, Summer, that's not what it is. I'm not saying that I'm doing an interview, or he hasn't said he's doing an interview. I can give respect where respect is due. I understand however he talks. I get all that. But in that situation, in that moment, I felt like I had to, you know, that was cool that he did that. But no, I'm not being interviewed by anybody. Because no one's asked me, first of all. I mean, except for him. And I told him, and he didn't even ask me to be interviewed. He just said, if you want to come up and tell your side of the story. That was it. Regardless of what his intentions or not, he could have jumped on that bandwagon, and he has not yet.
No,
I can
I would
respect
say
that.
he'll let you say both sides of the story, and I think that you could get that. He could do that.
So,
he does that. He does give both sides.
That's all that remark was. That's why I said that. And you know, I mean, if Lori, you know, if she'd like to, you know, she can email me.
No
I didn't know she was
Lori.
doing interviews. I didn't know she was doing interviews, but you know, I mean, maybe in the future we can sit down and talk. But like,
yeah.
My life, you know, this is real shit to me, right? You know what I mean? And so everybody's asking me to do interviews and all this other shit, and why I get all that, like, this is very triggering for me. So I'm not jumping to do interviews with anybody right now.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's the thing I think that pisses me off the most about this. Not just your situation, but any of us being bullied for speaking out, is that it's not fair. It's not, you can't just take something and make it up pull something out of the clouds, make it up and throw it out there. I get it. That's the internet. It sucks. But why, you know, why would Summer need to do an interview with Wizzy? Yeah, I agree. I think it's fantastic that he offered you a platform to do that if you wanted to. But
it's not just Wizzy. There's been tons of people that asked about interviews. I don't want to make this about Wizzy. I really don't, because it's not about.
No, and I didn't mean it that way either. Anybody who would give you a platform if you wanted it, but see, you don't need it either.
Right. I have a platform. And so if people just come to my channel and they listen, I talk about this shit. I'm very transparent on all of my platforms. I always have been. Everything that I do. And where people miss me at was they didn't come and say, hey, Summer, I seen this. I was just wanting to kind of, you know, because I knew all this stuff would come up. It's on the fucking internet. It's on YouTube. Of course. I knew if somebody got upset and they Google my name, all those fucking videos pop up. So I'm not running from it. And this is what people are not grasping. It's the fact how the manner was handled. You cannot sit here and expect me. My life has been torn apart. And then you're going to sit here and come, well, this. It's your delivery fucking sucks. So if you want to talk to me about something that's traumatic, don't sit here and try to bully me into it. That ain't going to work. And that ain't going to work for anybody on any topic. That's not how you do things. You know what I mean? And so if people would have came up and be like, hey, like I've had a couple people and I've talked to a couple of people. Hey, this is what I talked to GA yesterday, even though she already knew because she's watched everything. But I've talked to a couple other people, you know what I mean? And said, hey, this is what it is. I have no problem people come and ask me questions. I'm a creator, a content creator. I opened my life up on purpose. I did that. I put everything out there. None of you all would know a fucking thing about me if it wasn't for me.
Yep.
Yes, girl. I love it.
I want to thank you for being on here, Summer.
It's been a rough week.
I know it has. Yeah, I'm sure it has.
I can hear it in your voice.
Girl.
it's just too much sometimes. You know what I mean? Like people, this is the internet and I get it. And yes, I did this. I put my life out there because there's people that need to hear what I've overcame so they can overcome their stuff too. But that isn't, you know, like, I just think it's hilarious. People will say they stick for victims and all this other shit, and this is what it is. But hey, it is what it is. I'm not going anywhere, no matter how hard it gets. You'll see me bend, but you'll never see me break.
Summer, I think you have changed a lot of people out there, and I really respect you for that. You keep doing it.
Summer's as real as anybody gets.
Yes.
I mean, I you know, like I said, I feel like I've known her for 3 years, but I talked to her on the phone yesterday, and my biggest takeaway, one of my biggest takeaways was, Jesus, she really is authentic. Summer is exactly who she is online, and
that's why they're trying to trash her. I mean,
right.
That's why they're doing what they're doing. They're trying to do it for views and drama. And, you know, anybody that has a brain can see that.
Yep.
There, you know, she's got it going on and she's helping people. She's doing what she says she's going to do. She does it.
Yeah.
So I have much respect.
It ain't always easy, but, you know, like I said, like, it's not about me. I know you all see me and you guys hear my name and da-da-da-da-da-da, but it's not about me, regardless of what people think. It's about everybody, every woman and man, because you know what? Men go through this shit too.
Yes,
and so it's for every single person that, you know, is getting their voice smashed out for no fucking reason.
Right. And again,
that's why I don't go away.
It goes back to why a lot of victims do not report, because this is what happens.
Right.
And sorry, go ahead.
Whether it's on the internet or in a courtroom.
Right. Yeah. And also,
or on the phone to a family member. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Mike's we did a man's panel last night, and Mike's like, don't be trying to be better than the guy's channel. I let the guys so last night a couple of the guys, CK and Mike and Blackwatch, they were all like, Doofus is doing a girls channel, all women's channel. I said, all right, I'll let the guys do it all. And I sat down in the comments and let them have it. And it was fucking great. And it was fucking hilarious. And I fell asleep on YouTube and they didn't get off till like 7:30 in the morning.
Oh my God.
So don't worry, Mike. We're not going to overdo your all's men channel. Oh my goodness. I don't know, man. It's just, and also another reason why I speak up is not even so much to tell you guys what I've been through, is because my trauma's like my shit. Listen, I'm aggressive, I'm moody, so I go back and forth. That's all trauma. That's all triggers. And it's, you know, people are like, oh, why are you so this? Why are you so that? How the fuck would you be? Sorry, Barry. But how would you be if you went through even a quarter? You know, we're all jacked up, and people need to understand, because there's teachers on here. There's police officers, there's nurses, there's doctors, there's all kinds of people. Yeah, and you know, and I know that, right? And I'm not gonna say who's who, because that's nobody's business. But the fact is, they need to understand trauma. They need to understand why that little kid in the classroom is fucking. It's not a bad kid. It's not a bad kid. It's just a kid that's probably going through some shit. You know what I mean? Like, I was the bad kid. I've always been labeled the troublemaker, the person that disrupts everything, and all this other shit. But like, you know, victims go every victim handles their stuff differently. You know what I mean? And I used to be timid and all that, but then I got tired of that, you know, and now I'm loud and I'm, you know, all this stuff. But I mean, there's not a moment I don't have triggers. Every survivor, and Lisa, I'm sure, and everybody up here has probably got triggers they deal with every day. But people need to see that maybe the little girl or the grown woman that's around you, or the grown man, or, you know, why are they doing these things? Why is this happening? There's probably a deep-seated root issue that we need to focus on. So there's a lot of meaning to all of my madness, regardless if people like me or not. I'm not here to fucking get you to like me. I don't care. Pay attention, though, so you can help somebody. That's what I give a fuck about.
Exactly.
Ah, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy.
Well, I know as a teacher, someone who works with children, a lot of times I will be in a classroom and I will see that child that will be, you know, the so-called bad child. And I find them to be my endearing children. They're the ones that I usually attach onto, and I try to endear towards them because I know that there's something out there and maybe nobody's ever done that for them. Maybe they've always gotten that bad label. It just, and it always changes that child because I always find that child to be the one that I try to, I don't know, pull out and get something new and different out of that child than what they're used to or what they're expected. And
You know,
I
baby,
mean,
You're amazing.
I just want to say, baby, that you're amazing because I had one teacher. I didn't finish. Hell, I didn't even fucking finish middle school, right? But I had one teacher. His name was Mr. H, and I can't remember that man's whole name or anything like that. But he was a history teacher, and he would always take that extra time with me. And like when I opened up about some things that have happened to me, you know what I mean? He was one of the people I opened up to. And he didn't, you know, I just felt safe around him. And so I want to say to you, like, thank you for being that teacher, because just because a kid is bad doesn't mean that they're, you know, they're a bad kid. I don't believe in that. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't believe in bad kids.
So thank you is what I'm getting at. So thank you.
I don't believe in bad kids, and thank you. I don't. There isn't a bad kid. There's just a kid that's not being understood, and you've got to figure out what's their currency, what's going to make that child and I connect and understand. I mean, in the 12 years that I've been doing this, I've seen kids grow from September to December to, you know, when they're coming out of school in May, they're completely different children. And it's the one thing that gives me the greatest joy is just watching, you know, those children. And I get that reinforcement from the parents sometimes, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes it has to be, you know, you got to get it yourself and just do it what you can with that child yourself.
Hey, teachers are amazing, dude. Their teachers really are. It ain't basketball players. It ain't fucking football players. It ain't none of that shit. Like teachers really are the foundation of our country and of our future. And I just, I don't think that all the times they get the praise that they need. And so any teacher that's listening to me, you know, the little girl inside of me tells all of you, thank you for doing your job the right way and giving a fuck.
Yeah. I think that for me, it's a little bit personal. The first class I had a teacher, and the first thing she did was call us monkeys. Yeah. And I think that, and I was really, really young and I was very small, and it affected me immediately. And I think then it made it so that school was scary. And I just don't want any child to ever go through that. Ever.
Yeah, my daughter just came home the other day. Wasn't a teacher, but she's an ROTC, and she had they have to do little write-ups. She's a leader or whatever. And some girl was like, you know, your people are from the borders. Y'all need to go back where you belong. And you know, I just want to take that moment that we as adults really have to watch what we say around our kids, because they are going and repeating stuff, because these babies don't know nothing about a damn wall.
Right.
They don't know what the heck, you know, they calling other kids monkeys, and that's not okay. You know what I mean? Like, and so we got to do better as adults. Hate is taught. They ain't born with it. All babies are sweet and innocent. That shit's taught.
I mean, that was a different time. That was such a norm.
It still
back
goes
then.
on.
But I'm gonna have to tap out because I have actually I'm fading. I can type, but I think I'm fading. So because I have to be up at 6:30 tomorrow. So I'm gonna tap out. I might get in the chat, but I definitely have to tap out. Thank you so much for letting me be in here.
Sweet dreams.
Thank you.
Thank you, baby.
I'm gonna stay in the chat for a while until I fall asleep and then be out. But thank you again for having me up here.
Thank you for everything, baby.
You
too.
Bye bye, guys.
Being here.
Thanks for being on. Oh.
Hi, G, I bet.
Hey, she's another strong woman, dude. I love her.
I love her.
She don't fuck around. I like her.
Oh, I do too. I
love her too.
I just love her.
Listen, I pray every night.
I'm so glad she was able to come on.
And I send all good energy that one day I can maybe be so effective and just have that nice tone that a lot of you all have. Because I can't do it. I be like, Fuck you.
I love you,
tried,
Summer.
man. I tried.
Well, that's how Cunning and I talk on the phone. We're just not going to do it here. So we were being seriously. We were pulling some petty Tifa earlier before the live stream.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Okay, wait. Did you two meet here on all these chats?
Do what?
Did you guys first meet and become friends?
Cunning and I? Yeah.
See?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, something good came.
And I don't care if you know, because I'm a selfish bitch. I don't care if anything ever comes out of this, but that I've got the best friend I've ever had in my life. And, you know,
I think that's amazing.
I can
do.
I can text I need you and my phone rings. And she can do the same, you know. Somebody was saying, I don't remember where I saw it, but in one of these chats recently, somebody was saying, you can't really believe you're friends with anybody that you've, you know, met in a chat or on the internet.
Right.
And I'm like, yes, I can. I 100%.
I see how close you guys are, and I think that's amazing.
Yeah,
you can definitely meet. I've met some amazing people on the internet, man. Like for real, because it's all about relation and talking. And when you get to talk to people, it doesn't, you know, you really get to connect with people, you know. So I think that's, I like your relationship.
You can do that. You can build friendships and relationships online, and it just kind of grows and solidifies once it becomes in person, and it's it's an actual reality, and you know that person is who that person is. And also you also have to use caution online, because not everybody is who.
exactly.
It's so scary. It really
Very
is.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've all probably met somebody, you know. I have another relationship that I thought was that was a bond like Cunning and I have, and it just went to hell in a handbasket. And so, you know, it is a crapshoot.
You have to, you give it a chance when you feel there's something there, and then you protect yourself. And then when someone shows you who they really are, you decide.
You believe them.
Yeah, you believe them. You listen to them. And we looked up and met each other, and
the stupid
we are
thing
crazy, but a good crazy. So
right. And the
we're not
stupid thing
dangerous.
is, if you guys watch us in chats, like 9 times out of 10, she'll say something, and at the same exact time, I'm saying exactly the same thing, and it pops up right under her, or vice versa. We did that again. I think it was today.
Yeah. It's the funniest thing.
We say we're actually the same person.
We are. I think we are. That's scary. There's 2 of me. My boys are terrified of that.
Well, shit, my girl Julie, like she's like my sister. You know what I mean? We met online, and that's my, you know. Now we're lucky. We live in the same city, so we've actually get to, you know, see each other and go out and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I mean, her and Sissy and Casey, and I mean, I have tons of people that through all of this stuff, you know, they seen the stuff that was happening to me. We didn't know each other from Adam. I met them through protesting online and shit, and they've been my rock. Katrina, all of them. You know what I mean? Like I had a nervous breakdown with all this shit. Like, and so that's why I'm choosing to address things differently this time, and not chase everybody's fucking rabbit holes of thoughts of who Summer is. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if it wasn't for my hot mess crew, like, dude, I promise you, I'd probably be in a fucking nut house.
Yeah.
I hear you. I even couldn't, I mean, just the little stuff Georgia and I have been through, which is nothing compared to so many. I couldn't have done it without her. Like, it's been rough. Some of it has been things that I never even could have imagined. You know, my mind just wouldn't have gone there. So thank God.
Say everything happens for a reason.
Exactly.
And
that's true.
I mean,
as much alike as we are, we also handle things very differently. And so we've learned from each other, just in how, we both react to anxiety differently. And so I've been able to listen to some of the things that she does to help her. I've been able to tell her what I do to help myself, and we're teaching each other constantly, which is just, we're growing up together at 60.
There you go. Hey.
It's true. I think Georgia may be probably the first really good, healthy adult relationship I've had, which, like, I'm just coming out of therapy for years, or 4 years, and and I'm in recovery and trying and doing it every day. But yeah, I think
Listen, the crazy part is, like, I would never know that about you because you were always so funny in the chats. That's how you and I started like talking.
Yeah.
You guys just really, both of you, just had really catchy, funny, I had a good time. And
I just literally, I just say what pops into my head, which is sometimes funny, sometimes not good sometimes.
Right.
Thank you.
For sure.
Who you calling old, Mike?
Damn old ladies, he said.
By the way, are you two going to be on Tuesday night?
Maybe.
Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I think we were doing it. I think we were doing it Tuesday this week because you're having Corinne on Friday or on Wednesday, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm so excited for that.
I just want to say her Chocha song is freaking fucking amazing. I fucking love it.
It's original.
It is definitely original.
What's going on?
I doubt but yeah, it's a.
What?
You cut out.
It's one of those songs that gets stuck in my head.
Yes, it does. I mean, it comes out of nowhere. Like I said, I'll be in the grocery store and it's in my head.
I know.
Dude, yes, I'll be like, oh my God. Yeah, out of nowhere, I'll go, Icelandic. And it's like, where did that come from? But it's so good. It is a good song. I'm sorry.
Hey, I just want to say, what's up, Go Soldiers? Sorry, I was talking to the comments.
Thanks, Go Soldiers.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. That song's a shit.
Oh, ACB is rolling his eyes. I think we're boring him. ACB, you want to come up here?
Talk about drowning kittens and being like all disgusting. He might like us.
Yeah, you want to talk about kittens instead?
Yeah.
Kittens and puppy dogs and teddy bears.
We're not vile enough for him, I guess. That's another thing. Okay, tell me how and why there's so many people that support that. Okay,
I don't know.
It's absolutely disgusting the things that are said.
Yeah,
I don't.
And it's more so. It's the people that are following it.
They're drawn to it.
What the hell is wrong with people?
It's sick. Well,
It's very sick.
Unfortunately, there's, in our society, there are good people and there are bad people, and then there are really evil, vile people. I think we're seeing that magnet draw all the ones to there,
Yeah.
And I mean, it is disheartening, kind of. It's like, wow, I had no idea that there were people like this, much less this many.
Yes, they enjoy it. It's so disgusting.
Well, even the ones
don't even know what to say about.
Even the ones that. Yeah, go ahead, Doofus.
I've been, I've been off the past week, and I've been doing a lot of different things, and I've been getting back involved with music on a little deeper scale. And I was watching a documentary about Laurel Canyon, And actually, I've reached out to somebody. I'm hoping I'm going to have them on to do an episode, but that's down the road.
Uh-oh.
Somebody played it. Yeah, I keep getting these notifications that we're having trouble, and I'm down. All we're streaming on right now is YouTube, so something's up with the connection. Anyway, I've been watching this show about Laurel Canyon, and Charles Manson played a major part in what was going on in Laurel Canyon, despite, as well as other things we're aware of. If Charles Manson would have had the internet,
oh my God.
Okay. Now, is what we're seeing by certain people, is that, should we start to think maybe we need to make that comparison? Is there a danger of something like that happening?
Ooh.
I think there is. I think
crazy thought, right?
I mean, I think there is. Yeah, I do, because of what Lisa's talking about. 4 months ago, I wouldn't have said that probably.
Right.
That's wild.
I seen pure evil. Okay.
I have said,
Yeah.
I don't know how many times in the last.
And this guy's eyes was blank. Okay. I never seen more pure evil in my life. And I was coming in and out conscious. Okay. David, I would go out, then they come back. I mean, I still to this day can't go in my front yard. I can't sit on my front porch. I need to get back out there because that's all I see. It's
Yeah.
Okay. And all I got was a piece of paper that he didn't follow. And they don't take it serious.
Nope.
So every day you have to live in fear. Who's behind me? Or should I pull in this door? Is his family going to be there? Because it wasn't just him. It was his entire family.
Yep.
They were threatening on Facebook, threatening on, different platforms. And they still are to this day. And there's nobody to protect us. I'll protect us. That's how it goes. So that's, I guess, why when I seen all these petty restraining orders happening and they were getting it blew my mind. It blew my mind. I had to get a lawyer. I had to go, and I still didn't get what we needed. We are still not protected. I have a piece of paper. He still threatens every day. He threatens us every day.
Yeah, and they were able to lie. They actually were able to get ROs for dogs. Christ's sake, really?
What?
Come on. Yeah.
I really thought y'all was bullshitting when that came up.
Wait,
yeah, 2 dogs.
What dogs?
Who
was it? Indiana Bob's or
I
someone?
think it was Bob. I think it was Bob.
Yeah, he was allowed to get restraining orders against Lori for 2 dogs.
Hillbilly bullshit. That's what.
Yeah.
Don't say that. You'll be called a racist.
I'm sorry. I've seen a lot of hillbillies.
Oh, hillbilly is not a race, I hope.
It's not, but people say.
I know, right?
Sorry.
It's not. Hillbillies for everybody. That's, but the people say that's racist. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah, they will.
Yeah, I got family that are hillbillies, so no, it's not. Yeah.
I do too.
No, it's not. I have hillbillies in my family too. I got all of it.
And yeah, just like any other box people are put in, there are good hillbillies, there are bad hillbillies, just like everything else. All right, this is an anti-hillbilly. This isn't anti-anything. This is just asking questions and talk.
Yep.
Things.
No school tomorrow. Sorry, wait, I have a little one coming in here trying to get a cookie. That's if you hear that sound.
It sounds awesome. Memory.
Did you give them one?
I have 5 of them. 5 of them here.
Hey,
And
Wendy.
they're doing great. They're doing amazing. Good kids. Okay.
Wendy Spears is proof that there are good hillbillies. I just want to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Ooh, that kind of wore me out.
Well, anything else you want to bring up here before we kind of wrap up?
Well, all I have to say is thank you, DUFUS, for giving us a platform.
Oh,
you're amazing. I support you 100%.
We'll be here. We'll be here next Sunday night.
Okay.
And I'd like to invite some other ladies up to join.
Definitely.
You know, if like Macaulay wants to get up here, if Lolo wants to pop up next week, anybody that wants to pop up,
exactly.
Email me or drop something in the chat, because we're going to have these 4 ladies and baby. They're going to be like, you know, the regulars in this, and we want to bring other people up to join as well. So
definitely, I think every, you know, there are lots of stories to be told in that chat.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you ladies want to keep doing it.
All you ladies are amazing. All of you. I have much love
Back at
for
you, babe.
every single one of you.
Back at you.
I feel the same about y'all. And DUFUS.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Yes. And I'm having.
And your hair looks fabulous.
Y'all have a good night.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah, you were having a good hair day, DUFUS.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That, you know, that's nice
Mike,
to hear.
This is only for the women, Mike.
Put a man on the panel. Well, thank
Sunday
you,
night. Sunday night.
Mike, are you volunteering?
Yes, this is only for ladies.
We have guy panels, late night guy panels over on my show. So just so y'all know, Mike was on the guy panel.
Is amazing,
and it's a hot
Sandy
mess.
Foster.
I like guys
so
to
true.
them.
Okay, Summer, what's your channel name? Get it out there real quick.
Hot Mess Summer.
Hot Mess Summer. And of course, this is the American Doofus channel, Doofus After Dark. And Tuesday night, you'll hear GA and Cunning on here on their regular slot, where it's a little more comedy and a little more fun and a little more. I'll just tell you right now, ladies, while I was gone, I attempted to find the pickle of destiny.
The bouncing pickle.
Is it dill or sweet? That's all I want to know.
Gotta be dill. Gotta be dill.
Sweet pickles are yucky.
At least it's not a gherkin.
One of them little tiny cocktail pickles, you know.
Sorry. I thought I was muted. I'm so red right now. Oh my God.
Okay. So tomorrow night I'm going to have Chris on, our terrorism and security expert, and we're going to talk about what's going on around the world. It'll be a relatively serious conversation. Tuesday we'll have some fun with the ladies, with Georgia and Cunning. Wednesday, Corinne is going to be on here for an interview, and then Thursday we'll find out what happens Thursday, and that's all at 9:00 every night, 9:00 Eastern, 8 Central, 7 Mountain, and 6 Pacific.
All righty. Thanks for having us.
That's a great lineup.
Yes,
coming.
thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
And Julie said we're all just trying to find that right pickle.
Yes, girl. Damn.
I don't like pickles.
It is really a journey.
I like pickles. I like big
Say
pickles.
that.
I don't like pickles. I don't eat pickles no more.
Darker the green, better they are.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I love you.
I had to, you guys. I had to.
You're
I love
funny.
it. Yay.
That's a great way to end, with a big
There you
laugh,
go.
you know.
Right?
A
Have
big,
a good
fat,
night,
dark
everybody.
pickle.
I love you, ladies. Thank you.
I love
Love
you.
you,
Me too.
Doofus.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Love you all.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you next time. Thank
Love
you
y'all.
all.